in here for map number 3, XL2 Academy versus Skyfox, and this is what I was expecting kind of to happen here, as they do. They are sitting on match points, and so they're allotted, you know, a moment to try and experiment.
Yeah, they're gonna try and mix things up a little bit here, and I mean, in fairness, has worked to put Nanohana here on Volskaya. It's been a little bit rocky at times, and maybe it's a way for the Skyfoxes to get back into the series, but it is double sniper on the Skyfoxes side, and instead, gonna be seeing Nene on the Tracer looking to just pressure Retzi from behind.
Yeah, Skyfoxes with the Orisa Hog. And so there are 3 threats for XL2 to really worry about. Slowly, they're gonna be moving up this shield. Now pressuring the point, only 1 person on it, and Retzi connects Goliath, just peeking for the longest time.
Yeah, I don't know why Goliath did that. That was hubris there. You're dealing with Widowmaker in a high-end Contenders matchup. It's not a pub where you can actually make that work, and you are not Joan Hex, so Skyfoxes getting that early pickoff, but of course Rez was there. It's not quite enough yet, and Jaru just murdered on down the other side. Goliath got to pick him up. Adam gonna fall though, so there is an opening for the Skyfoxes. They don't have to worry about a res anymore.
Yeah, the Mercy being gone, the primary healer for XL2. This is huge for them. Goliath is so far away from that Transcendence, and so if enough damage gets across, especially onto someone like Tizzy, he is gonna be very vulnerable.
Nene for now, working for a way in to find a crack in the armor here if one exists. But on the other end, the Skyfoxes make the move onto that point. Nene struggling to deal damage. And there's Hanzo in his face. Nene, 11 HP. I've seen this movie before, but it didn't end with Nene dying like that.
It looks like teams have learned their lesson. Make sure Nene stays down. That's the only way to keep him put. And as Wu Yao gets cleaned up, Skyfoxes will go ahead and capture point A. 6 minutes and 20 seconds as we move on to the second phase here. And with Jer having used his Valkyrie in that last fight, it's going to be a while before he can build up another one.
Now, key difference here between the last map and this one is that was a very slow start for Nanohana. Really did not do much on the Hanzo there. Skyfoxes just kind of worked around him. And then really didn't get a whole lot of help, so we'll see if that changes here now that he's gone to the Genji, but it's going to be a bit till he has the blade, and there's an opening for the Foxes.
Yeah, we do have, of course, the Dragon Strike, but that means XL2 have to clump up themselves, right? We'll see if Skyfox can set this up, but it's Tizzy that gets right on top of Jer, takes him out. Dragon Strike is used by Jaru to try and punish them, but nothing comes of it whatsoever. Goliath is the only one to fall on the XL2 side, and now they're getting some staggered eliminations and building up some key ultimates.
Yeah, I mean, it was a nice dive coming in there. Nanohana got involved as well, but ended up with 57% before it was all said and done. So the Genji, back and forth between him and Tizzy, pretty good.
Yeah, I mean, this is how I was originally introduced to Nanohana. It was when a lot of the Korean players, before Apex started, were playing the Genji, and he was one of those top Genjis in the league. I believe it was the Inven Global League. Now, Jaru pushing up. He's got the Hanzo. Storm Arrows cast, but everyone just runs away as the Supercharger comes out, and great kiting from XL2. They're not going to leave themselves vulnerable to it.
Yeah, XL2 says, we don't really need to take this fight right now. They do leave Wuyall on the point, so they don't lose it for no reason. Nene, lucky to be alive, got chunked really hard. Supercharger down. XL2 starting to move this back the other way. Skyfox is moving in turn. Retzi's so low. Jur keeping him up and alive, though. Nanohana ends up paying for diving so deep. But XL2, they go to support it. They dive back the other way. They get the res, and they evict the Skyfoxes from their territory, at least in part.
That was a lot committed by the Skyfoxes. That was a Valkyrie along with the Supercharger, and Hidan, of course, with that whole hog. So I don't know if they could stick with this composition. Hidan not being on a support here. They need a bit more to sustain through this. It's going to be difficult, especially like in the last fight, Retzi going down early on the Brigitte.
Well, realistically, they have precisely 2 answers to Nanohana going to this next fight. Answer 1 is Jaru with an arrow to the head. Answer 2 is going to be on the other side where they just have the Brigitte stunner, but it's not even Brigitte anymore, so they lost their answer 2. It's all on Jaru.
Yeah, possibly Guru can zone him out with the self-destruct, but you know, Genjis understand the limits that they can push that hero on the highest mechanical ceiling cap. Now Retzi on the Tracers, trying to zone out. It looked like the Winston, but here comes the Blade.
Blade moving in, takes down 2 immediately, and well, the answer of Jaru landing the quick arrow wasn't even there. I'm not even sure he was looking at Nanohana. Easy Dragon Blade for Nanohana, and you know, that's what happens. You don't have a Transcendence in reserve.
Now XL2, even though they gave up a point pretty quickly. It took Skyfoxes about 2 minutes, right? They're really starting to stem the tide, stem the bleeding here. 3 minutes now is left on the clock for Skyfoxes here, and XL2 are getting into a really good rotation. Both of their tank ultimates are about to come online, and Nanohana is now swapping over to the other Shimada. But most importantly, Tizzy and Wuyal are about to have both of those tank ultimates up. That could be crucial to try and buy time for Nanohana and Nene.
Yeah, I mean, it's a good swap for Nanohana. He just doesn't want to deal with Brigida. I think Red Sea's going to swap back the other way. But now we open up the Dragon Strike. Skyfoxes looking to set the stage, and somehow got Wuyal, and Nanohana got in range of Brigida anyways. That was the point of swapping to Hanzo. Didn't really matter in the end, as Skyfoxes now effectively up 2 with D.Va still being out of her mech. And now we'll see if XL2 can find a way back in. Wuyal's getting real close to getting that mech back up, 99%, call it on down. So XL2's holding in here, they get DPS, respawns are coming back the other way, and the Skyfoxes lose control as Nanohana strikes, takes down 3.
Yeah, that was a crucial transcendence coming out from Goliath there to keep Tizzy alive, but most importantly also Wuyal as he was nearing getting that call mech down. And so now Skyfoxes are down to 2 minutes here. So we come into this next fight for the offense. Again, it's going to be another Dragon Strike, and I want to see DPS try to use his Primal Rage this time around to corral XL2 into a corner, or at least bat them into the Dragon, set Jaru up for success on this Hanzo.
I mean, just something other than Jaru just randomly throwing the Dragon out, even though it did get Wuyal the last time. Nanohana, was that Eden? That looked like it got Eden from the other side. I think Guru was around top of it, he was. Nanohana didn't realize that D.Va was over there. And now getting punished as well. Oh, Dragon back the other way. Nanohana barely able to get out of dodge. Skyfox is moving on in, Goliath out of it. Nanohana wounded. Wuyal barely still in the mech. The Skyfoxes have a nice opportunity here. With Nanohana going down, it gets even better.
Yeah, now it's DPS setting it up with the Primal Rage. Now Adam is forced to res Goliath back into this, but now they are running out of HP to try and stall this out. Transcendence is used to keep Wuyal into this now. Self-destruct is going to be used by Guru along with the rally, so a lot of passive armor getting tossed around for the Skyfoxes, and there's just a sliver of way from securing this.
Emergency Doomfist. Nanohana goes, all right, well, we're in this mode here, trying anything to bring things back, looking for the burst potential, and gets Retzi, but that's not going to be enough. The Skyfox is still in firm control of the point. Then they might be getting res back up, but XL2 needs 1 or 2 more. And the problem is they have to keep people on the point while they're down so many. And it's probably not going to be enough. The Skyfoxes need a little bit more, but Tizzy fighting, gets a Primal Rage up in time, buys another round of XL2 respawns, coming back to a point where anything can and could happen. And Meteor Strike, they're off the point!
Oh, that was so close. But yeah, the self-destruct was coming in. You didn't have the Winston there with the barrier to try to block it. So anyone would have possibly died. It was good stall coming out from XL2 there on that last defense. That 25 seconds left for the Skyfoxes. So that means if XL2 finish out this map in overtime, they will be afforded a second opportunity to attack. So that is very important that they stalled it out that long.
Yeah, I mean, that sort of stall on something like Volskaya, incredibly important towards the end, because you never want to be in that situation where you get through at the very end, you're like very excited that you finally burst through what was an otherwise good defense, and it's like, we don't get to go again.
Now, we will be going again, though, as XL2 are going to be on the offense. And, you know, still, I'm struggling to see how Nanohana fits into the squad, because currently in the last few weeks, and also, you know, at the end of season 1 of North American Contenders, Mangachu just performed better on every single hero where they overlap.
Yeah, and I mean, it's weird because I don't think Nanohana was playing bad there towards the end. I think his point A was actually a little bit poor, but, you know, he did redeem himself a bit on point B. However, everything we've seen here so far, is he playing as good as Mangachu? The answer is no. Mangachu has been consistently having better games than him, but, I mean, it's also, I get it. You're trying the trial players, you're trying to groom talent. You have to make the sort of adjustment here where you're looking for it. The danger is for XL2, of course, is that it potentially lets Skyfoxes back into the series, so it is a dangerous game to play.
That's what happened to NRG last week when they were trying to run Poise up against Skyfoxes. They got punished for it. They got taken to a map number 5. It was really close. So now XL2, they're going to be going on to the offense. Nanohana back on the Hanzo. Nene, though, will be on the Tracer. We got to see some of the crazy things he did last week with that Tracer here on Volskaya. We'll see if he can recreate that. Nanahana takes a shot, has to be careful. He's on solo duty to try and deal with the shield. Halt doesn't connect with anyone. Skyfoxes holding pretty close here as Nene is now making his approach.
Then I had to invest a lot of blinks to get back there, so it's gonna be a little bit till he can get on his target of choosing. XL2 still in the setup mode for this attack, but they're rotating around. They got a threat on the right, a threat on the left. And the Skyfoxes have threats on all ends right now that they have to be aware of, and now you look to this man. Back up on the resource game. 3 blinks ready, found Mercy, easy stuff, takes down Jur. That's a dream for any Tracer, and of course, Mercy's not getting back up. XL2 has set the stage, now they just need to finish the performance.
Yeah, Tizzy has fallen here, but without that Mercy, again, without your primary healer, everyone is just gonna fall. It's just a matter of when. Slowly but surely, XL2 evict them off the point in a much faster fashion than the Skyfoxes did on their offense now. So they'll be moving on to point B with 6 minutes and 30 seconds on the clock.
Yeah, and that's quite a bit of time, and I like how they set that up, where it was a little bit on the slower end, but they gave Nene time to step on the right side. You keep the Hanzo on the left, where you always have to pay attention to it. Now they have a big opportunity to strike right on back this Valkyrie and Dragon Strike at the ready.
Retzi is now swapped off onto Brigitte, wants to just deal with the pest in the back, and who is that pest? It's Nene, he's already there, he's into the back, but it's the Dragon Strike from Nanahana, takes out Jer!
When you're looking at Nene, you're not looking at the Dragon, that much is for sure. XL2, the diversion working out, 3 unanswered kills, bringing their way on in, and they have read the Skyfoxes quite well, in fact. As Nene, oh, well, I think he thought he was in the shield. He definitely wasn't, but XL2 still doing okay here, even with Nene's explosive end. Jaro was trying to bring things back, and even though XL2 is down 2, Skyfoxes are down even more. Retzi immediately gonna fall, and now they have resources. They can use the Transcendent, something that Skyfox is nowhere near. They can keep the remaining members alive, buy time for the Fallen to get back in. And this is looking like it very well might be XL2's point.
Yeah, almost a second tick coming on in now. It's full force for XL2 as they are completing their dominance over Skyfoxes here on the offense now. Nanahana with another Dragon Strike, completely zoning, but it's the self-destruct that takes out Jaru. Now we do have Hidan trying his best to stall, but that Moira gets taken out so quickly. And take a look at the time difference between XL2 and Skyfoxes. 5 minutes and 49 seconds for XL2, and only a minute now for the Skyfoxes.
XL2 is looking very, very good here. And I mean, look, the most likely scenario here, unless the Skyfoxes have just a ridiculous early attack, is that I think XL2 is probably going to hold. Get XL2 with an early hold, then they get 33%. We could be at Volskaya a lot earlier than where we have expected in recent times.
Again, we've seen some miracle pushes, though, coming out from teams, and, you know, if you run the right composition, you find the right pick, Skyfoxes can just snowball onto point B, but we did see they did stumble a bit on their initial offense. XL2 right now looks like a very similar composition. We'll see what Nene goes for. I believe he was on the Tracer on the defense initially, but Nanahana was, of course, on the Hanzo, but Nene looking over at the Widowmaker now, so the double sniper composition I do agree with. I like it here on point A defense.
No, I think it makes quite a bit of sense to run it, and also, even though it wasn't quite as efficient for Nanahana before, I think this time, you know, he's warmed up, he's been doing better as the series has gone on, and look, I mean, there is a bit of a downside where you come to something midway through. Players sometimes do start out a little bit slower, so, you know, in full defensive Nanahana, now he's had a few rounds under his belt. Let's see what he does on this next defense.
You know what I kind of miss sometimes, though? With the Widowmakers, especially on the offense, where they would go on the flanking route on the water side, almost no one does that anymore.
It still happens in pubs, just doesn't happen in competitive play. In pubs, I mean, it's almost a guarantee.
Oh, Halt comes in. The hook was not guaranteed. DPS uses that Fortify. And so Goliath is going to have to fall back. He uses that take a breather to keep himself alive. Oh, well, Widow's traded away.
Yep, Snipers trading back and forth. Both might be resable. Nene certainly going to get back up into the fray as Nanahana smells blood in the water. He's good. Okay, this is a little bit too deep. I don't know if I can support the... Oh my God, he's still going in. Gets the D-Mac. Okay, it's working out. Has a dragon. But we have to go deeper.
It's great though. These stalls are huge. 15 seconds left for Skyfoxes now, and their offense has been completely torn to tatters. And now it's going to be a mad dash. As we do, it looks like have a tracer. It's Fretzy trying his best to make it to the point.
They're going to Dragon. This is a clear Dragon opportunity. Nanohana lets it rip. It's going to split things up. Skyfoxes can't even get onto the point, and the prophecy might become the pass.
Nene was there to make sure that Retzi could not make it in. And so now with 5 minutes and 49 seconds on the clock, XL2 are on the verge of taking this victory, or securing this victory. We'll see if it's going to be in a 3-0 fashion or 4-0 fashion. I say, you know, like this map win is a foregone conclusion, but I mean 5 minutes and 49 seconds, that is going to be a miraculous hold if Skyfoxes do it.
And also, just to be clear, to fully clarify for people watching, this does mean that XL2 has won the series, because if this is a draw,
oh yeah,
which it will be at the absolute worst for XL2, well, it also means that Skyfoxes, even if they win the last map, it's still 2-1. So XL2, they've won the series with that hold.
It's just a matter of the margin of the map difference, right, at this point. So XL2, we understand, you know, the contender season, it's pretty short. You play 5 matches and then you're into the playoffs if you have a good enough record. So we're already halfway through, essentially. And now it's coming down to the wire. XL2 need every single map they can put on the board for playoff contentions.
And I don't think there's going to be any mercy here aside from the hero. I think XL2 is just going to dive on in. Although, now that I say this, yeah, there is no mercy. Adam's just like, you know what? We have
a message.
We have a 6-minute lead. I'm not going mercy. I DPS now.
It's a subliminal message. Subliminal.
No.
There we go. Adam.
Adam, you're weak. Stand up for yourself, man.
By the way, that's like my second accidental George Bushism today. But there we go. We were talking about that water path. Nene is the one to take, but it's Retzi taking out 2 already, making short work of Nanohana and Adam.
Retzi's alarm went off, and went off by taking down 2 people, I suppose. Meanwhile, Nene, he's off on his adventure. He's setting up the next fight behind enemy lines.
I mean, the last time he went for that flank, he was able to get onto Jer, and it took 2 clips, but he got rid of that mercy. So I would like to see where he is right now.
Yeah, I don't know where he is at the moment. We know where Retzi is, where he's looking at the front gate. No,
there we go, we saw him.
Okay,
Peekaboo.
Spotted. He's like, oh no.
Oh.
The jig's up, and I'm back here.
Get out. Bail, bail. Oh, into a hole, and Guru finishes him off. The Reds comes out.
Yeah, got to a reservoir position, could be worse. Nene lives again. Now the sequel, Nene 2 on Volskaya. Skyfox is still holding admirably, but it's such a long time to go to defend. Only 33% is just beginning.
Now Retzi does have the spot pocket. Ooh, Jer tries to go in, but now it's Retzi who gets jumped upon. Nene finally showing his face, but Jaru takes out Goliath. So that should put a stop, for the most part, to this offense.
Also, Retzi got healed up immediately. That was very nice from Jer to make that a little bit safer and get it out of 1-clip territory.
Now, you have to remember that Jer is the prime target here. He is the solo support for the Skyfoxes. If he goes down, they are not going to have any sustain other than he dan self-sustain.
Okay, Retzi's challenges goes, yeah, I got recon set up, but we used a bunch of blinks. Looks for it, got him! Nene didn't have any other resources left of that. Oh, well, Nanohana goes, I still got you. Should be a res for Retzi here, but you see the Skyfox is still withstanding the onslaught. 4 minutes left to go. Feels like an eternity.
Yeah, you have to remember, 5 minutes and 49 seconds. It's only been 2 minutes that have been dwindled away from XL2's time bank. They have plenty of time, plenty of opportunities come on in. Adam has gone down again, so this double sniper composition is really paying off, and really, you know, they are utilizing that hull to its greatest potential.
Nene's pressuring the back line right now, and Nene's like, I'm back! Doesn't quite have the pulse bomb yet. Goliath's gonna fall pretty early. The front line of the Skyfox is being admirable right now, working real well between Hidan and the Orisa. At some point, though, Nene's gonna get his price.
I mean, at some point he's going to get his primal, his pulse bomb, and that has to be a dead someone. He's still lurking here. Oh man, Nene.
You know, they can't see me. I'm behind a box.
But Jaru takes out Nanohana. I feel like you might have to swap off soon, Nene. You got to stop playing with your food.
Look, Metal Gear Nene is my favorite Kojima game. You just be quiet. We got this on the Nene side. But Retzi gets Goliath. Here's what you have to look at, though. Nene's coming back in. He has the pulse bomb ready. Nanohana's down, but this is where you can make them bleed. He gets Retzi. Hasn't used the pulse bomb yet. Ends up falling, and Skyfoxes are pretty wounded here. Jur in particular being down, so there is going to be a follow-up opportunity here for XL2.
They can't get aggressive. They have to back away. They have to back away, and they have to push towards spawn. Make sure that Nene doesn't somehow find himself back there again. When he might just be able to spawn camp. The respawners coming on in. Now they dive on top of DPS. Take him on out. He does going to try to use his whole hog, but most of it's eaten up by the defense matrix.
Jer might get back in time for a res, but the body isn't safe, so it's probably not going to happen. DPS fully out of the fight, not res. Goliath getting the other side. XL2, presence on the point.
Stay on the point.
Skyfox,
stay on the point.
Wait, what? Guys, you had it. You actually had it. No one was there. Tizzy gonna get res back up, and they probably have it anyway.
There we go.
XL2 wins the series 3-0.
My t-shirts remain firmly in place. All of my I love insert XL2 Academy name here remains firmly in place after that showing. I'm so happy. We've been watching such good Overwatch. It seems that this whole series is just putting a smile on our faces.
It's been good, and look, I want to give credit to the Skyfoxes there. That would be considered a good hold by any measure.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
So long as they didn't have to hold for 6 minutes. They almost, I think,
That was almost 4 minutes, yeah.
I think they almost had like the equivalent of first point hold. So that was excellent from them. Just the problem is XL2 had too much time.
Yeah, but how much of it was also XL2 kind of just messing around? Because in an official capacity, you don't do what Nene was doing there on the offense, and I feel like he was just playing with his food a bit.
Well, yeah, for sure. He's just like, all right, I'm going to keep moving up here as Tracer, and one time it's going to work.
Yeah, and he just shows up around the corner, peekaboo. Oh, okay, back away, and changes up his approach. And yeah, I mean, the thing was, once they finally were able to get Jer pinned down and take him out, that's where that composition just falls, just falls flat on its face because you don't have any more sustain. Hedon was on the Roadhog, and while it was, coming up with dividends where they were getting the halt hooks and then converting that into eliminations, the Mercy is the primary target, and Nene was consistently on her.
Right.
Yeah, and I mean, that's also a problem. The weakness of the sole support comps is that, look, I mean, it's great. You get more firepower. Hedon was doing quite well on the Roadhog with the Orisa, but eventually, if Mercy falls, you're going to find yourself in a rough spot, and it's a long flight back if you're back at the beginning of Volskaya trying to get to point A once more.
True. So what did you guys think of Nanohana? I know you've been keeping your eye on him, hoping that he proves himself, shows himself. What did you think of his performance today?
I mean, it wasn't bad. It wasn't quite as good as Mangachu. I think it was good, and I need to see more before I'm just like, okay, this is a good swap up, but I mean, it wasn't bad. I mean, he played well. XL2 obviously had a pretty big win here. Was it as good as some of the rest ups? No, but it's tough to criticize too much. I mean, it was fine.
Do you think he's getting better than he was?
I would say so, but not a drastic enough difference where I would feel comfortable running him in these matches until you're at that third map, right, where you've already secured 2. You're basically sitting on match point. That's where you do have that lenience to try and, test out the roster a little bit, but still, it was a little bit questionable at times. Their offense, it still looked good with Nanohana in it.
He's not quite starting lineup, but he's getting better than he was. Room for improvement.
Yes,
yeah,
definitely.
And also, I mean, it's not really that big of a detriment. Like, yeah, XL2 gets a little bit weaker, but XL2 still looks like a very good team. It's very different from the NRG situation where we're just sitting here wondering what's going on every time Stratus isn't in the game. So it's not... Severity of situations are very different, and I think Nanohana could probably improve even more from where he is, so long as he keeps getting playtime. So.
All right. Well, before we check out our next map, I want to hear psychically what you think it's going to be. I want to see Rialto because I want to see Chaos.
Yeah, I think it has to be
It's
Rialto.
yeah,
you gotta go Rialto.
Yeah.
Don't do Gibraltar. Don't go for that. It's gotta be Rialto.
Drum roll. Oh, it's
street cover.
Gibraltar.
All right.
Of course, last map of the day. All of our second
Bastion.
powers are diminished. Oh God.
Also,
we demand Bastion.
Skyfoxes, why do you do this? I know you've been playing pretty well overall, and I know you have people that are good on Gibraltar, but you could have brought Rialto.
We wanted to go to Italy. We wanted to see all of the gondoliers and the robots and the nice brick. Is it brick or sandstone?
I don't know. It's something.
Both?
It's some flimsy material.
It's something. Well,
Rialto would have really worked out to their advantage because Retzi and Jaru are playing well, and that's where if you have if you can pull out the double sniper composition, they could have taken over the game and put that map on the board for themselves.
right. And like you said, every map counts. So this is an interesting pick. Do you think we're going to be seeing Bastions?
I don't think either team has hit the point where they're just like, let's run Bastion. I don't think we've gone that deep down the rabbit hole. I would love it if we did, but it doesn't seem super likely.
Oh, that's unfortunate. So, okay, so what will we see?
If Nanohana is still in, they
Yeah.
will run the Bastion.
Is that your psychic prediction?
That's my psychic prediction. Excuse me.
Words.
What's
so hard
game.
today.
Words.
God, I feel like the theme of today is who knows, big question marks, and words are hard.
Words are very hard.
Words are very hard. But we are going on to Gibraltar, and it's not Rialto, so we will be seeing...
What are we going to be seeing? Snipers.
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 All day.
Yeah.
Nene possibly going over to the Tracer, and I have no qualms with that whatsoever.
All right, well, that sounds like fun. I'm excited to see that. I hope that we see, what did I call it, Nene Choo Choo Train?
Yes.
Nene Choo Choo Train,
I hope
yeah.
we see the Nene Choo Choo Train wrapping up this series because I need to get good use out of my rippable shirts before the day comes to an end.
I mean, I'm going to call your bluff. I don't think you have rippable shirts.
Try me.
Not yet. Perhaps someday soon, but you weren't prepared today. And that's
We're 20 minutes away from LA. We can get plenty of shirts super cheap. Don't worry about that.
just find where Monty got his rippable American flag shirt. Well, I mean, he actually like made a small cut in it beforehand, so you can actually
Can't give
see
away
it.
the secret, CP. No, Monty
People
just
saw
has
it publicly.
Yeah, I remember seeing it on the desk.
Yeah.
And I was like, I know what's going on here. But yeah, XL2, I know what's going on here. Nanohana. Of course, he did really popularize the Junkrat pick before the buffs came out to him, and he liked it beforehand. I remember lol Junkrat lol tweeting that out before he got buffed with the double concussion mines.
Oh, yeah. Although, I mean, in fairness, Megachu does tend to overreact to you because, like, it's the most overpowered thing ever. It's like, okay, let's just calm down. It's not the most overpowered thing ever. You're a good player, but not everything has to be OP. It's just new. Just new.
Now, Jaru back on this Genji. I like this. They want to have the extra dive potential to coordinate with DPS and Guru. The payload does get stopped just shortly after the car wash portion here of Gibraltar. And yeah, it's just the spam coming out. Nanohana hasn't been doing the majority of the damage. There it is. That was a big mine. That brought him up to double his ultimate charge. He was at like 38, and now he's at 82. They're trying to dive on in, but still, ooh, Nanohana drops low. It's going to be Jaru to finish him off.
He's a little bit too far out, and this gives the Skyfoxes opportunity. The thing is, he was so far out that can Adam get there and res? I mean, they're going to have to put some people up there to distract. That's why I think you have Winston heading up and over, but no, res doesn't come in. He's back at spawn. Not quite enough to get the tire from spawn either, so Skyfoxes working with their best opportunity here so far as Tizzy has to get out in a hurry.
He jumps back. He's got his Mercy healing him back up. They can buy some time here. Nanohana now has the tire. He should use it as they go in for the retake. 3.93 meters. He used it early.
What? That misclick? Just thought he had something that didn't. Either way, weird tire, and that was a really needed tire as Goliath is going to fall here early.
Oh, resurrection in the face of a blade.
Yeah, Adam went for it there, probably shouldn't have. Nanohana, though, is back in the fight. Jaru had to watch his step, ends up falling for it. And you take a look at the delay they have, they do have a self-destruct and a primal rage, so I mean, XL2 isn't without options here as they delay. It is a bit of a weird fight, though, on both ends.
Yeah, after losing DPS, though, you do have to back away. You can't give away much more. Tizzy now tries to bat the Mercy into the rest of his team by using that Primal Rage, but it's Nanohana who gets the kill onto Xretzi. So now, Skyfoxes, their push has been stopped just short of that checkpoint. 1 minute and 38 seconds left on the clock for them. Nanohana has built up a redemption tire here. So let's see what he can do with it this time.
I mean, not left click it near
Yeah.
no one. Back on the other side. I mean, the bar is quite low right now for a better tire, Nanohana, I believe.
They've also got a lot more ordnance also on the field. Wuyel has that self-destruct, which is really good for stalling out this payload, as the Valkyrie is going to be used from the Skyfoxes now. Here comes the rip tire. Let it rip as he's making his way into the backline. DPS, though, in the meantime, takes out Goliath, but Retzi shuts down the tire.
I mean, at least they had to use ammunition to take down the tire. It's still a better tire than before, but the Skyfoxes unfazed right now. They deal with the tire, they deal with the push through, but Wuyel self-destruct, and more importantly, well, it's one good pickoff, but it's probably not going to be enough for people to get back on the point. Zen ends up falling, and that's going to be it. XL2, time to back up in a hurry. You don't want to get staggered.
They do have enough members here where they're not going to get absolutely stormed, and they're going to be able to make it to the high ground. But still, Skyfoxes are looking to try and contest, and Nanohana spam takes out Guru. He's on the payload. Why?
I don't know why. This has been a little bit odd on both ends. Skyfoxes, though, looking to get a bit of momentum on the other side. XL2, you have Tizzy just freelancing. Crouching Winston, hidden scientist, over to the right. But he's not very hidden. Retzi knows where he is. Like,
yeah.
They know there's a Winston there.
The Oversight was used, and now here comes the Dragon Strike. Possibly they are contained inside this metal ship, but Jaru doesn't go ahead and use it. Gonna hold on to it for now. And then why not? Especially as XL2 were regrouping. They're now finally contesting. So here comes the Dragon splitting up the tanks from the rest of the members.
And Retzi picked off Nene in the chaos, so one-man edge here to the Skyfoxes. XL2, if it's Pro Tizzy, gonna have to blow the Primal Rage. Almost gets picked off. And he's gonna buy some room here for XL2 to reposition. Nene's back into the fray, and it's not one fight here by the Skyfoxes by any measure, as Nene strikes back, finds Retzi. And now XL2 gonna go back the other way, as Tizzy has done a great job of making all sorts of space.
Nene not able to connect with those shots on the Jer, who was going for that resurrection onto Retzi. There was a barrier there, but it was his own. So uncharacteristic of him, but that definitely is in line with his character, taking out Retzi. But DPS gets on top of him, answers right on back, but is instantly punished by Wuya. Still going back and forth between these two teams. Now it's Nanohana backed up into a corner, but the one shot isn't there. Hedan survives.
Hedan lives at least a little bit longer, takes him down, back on the point. By the way, here's Wuya. This is not a self-destruct. He's been doing this a lot, this map. Finds Hedan right after. And XL2 still able to dictate the flow of battle in their favor, as Skyfox is down to 1:10.
Yeah, the Primal is ready for DPS, and so he's gonna try and get into the back line, but already this push is shut down. Retzi going down once again to Nene, who is really coming into form here on the defense. Tizzy has to back away as Retzi is resurrected back into this. So now, as we're down to less than a minute for the Skyfoxes to try and keep this map alive.
Skyfoxes, I mean, they've had more momentum here, but the problem is that they haven't had the decisive team fight they want. XL2 ends up pulling these things back. Dragon Strike comes in, and ooh, Nene got away from Dragon, didn't quite get away from Retzi. Adam's got to go back. Oh, Adam can't go back and res him because Adam was busy getting pummeled by DPS on the other end. 2 kills here for the Skyfoxes. The best opportunity for point B so far. Nanohana takes one to the head. And now the Skyfoxes need a little bit more to get to that final stretch here in Gibraltar, add some much needed time, and they're gonna do just that. 1:45 left to finish storming the fort.
Wuya is gonna get caught out here. He's gonna get demeched, and instead of just jumping off the ledge, he's gonna get staggered. So there we go. DPS just helps him out in that regard. Jaru has to be careful. There are 2 people on the other side of this wall. It's like Genji along with the Winston, but he's still gonna continue to peek here.
Yeah, you know, just looking. Always looking.
Yeah.
A little bit back and forth right now. It's like, I'm not going over this wall. I'm not going over this wall. It's like, you know, 2 dogs are on opposite sides of the fence and no one ever fights.
Oh,
but,
hey, neighbor.
Yeah. Yeah, so all the while, though, Skyfoxes are getting good push. Goliath goes down. This is in the favor of the Skyfoxes, whatever that just was.
Yeah, I mean, XL2, you know, off of Wuya getting staggered there, having trouble trying to recollect themselves, but off the back, excuse me, of Tizzy and the Primal Rage picking up 2, they're going to be able to thwart the Skyfoxes, push them back, and now the Skyfoxes are in that same position. They have less than a minute to try and continue this push and finish it off.
Yeah, I'm going to channel my superhero persona, non-controversial opinion, man. Tizzy's playing pretty good this game.
It has been, and we've been seeing a lot of great Winston play, a lot of great tank play throughout the entirety of the day, throughout the show. And now, as we're down to the last 30 seconds, Nanohana has almost that blade, but Jaru has now swapped off onto Brigitte, so he does have to be careful going for it. Also, there's just so many answers for the Skyfoxes to deal with it.
Nanohana has the blade. Skyfoxes being pretty aggressive in their posturing here. DPS making some room. Nene, though, got Jaru, and now Nanohana is dead. I was gonna say he didn't have to worry about the Brigitte, but, well, it doesn't have to worry about living. Retzi made sure of that. Adam, though, gets a res. He might blade immediately after coming back to life. He's just waiting for it. Retzi continues to lay it in on the outside.
Once again, self-destruct onto Hedan.
We all use self-destruct, one person falls. You can set your watch to it right now, but there's a blade from Nanohana. Come back the other way. Slices through Jaru, looking for a bit more. Set up by Tizzy. He's doing quite a bit of damage here in the moment, as XL2 only needs a little bit more to hold the Skyfoxes off.
Yeah, it's just the Diva here. Guru will fall, and as overtime ticks away, the Skyfoxes just short of the 3rd point here on Gibraltar. But, you know, considering how point A went, they were able to get it pretty far. So now it's going to be XL2. Will they be able to secure the 4-0 in this match, or will it be a 3-1?
Right now, I mean, I'm more in the 4-0 camp, but I would say both teams kind of left the gas a little bit. Not more so XL2 than Skyfoxes. I mean, it felt like XL2 was messing around a bit more. It wasn't poor play per se, but they're definitely getting, you know, caught off guard a little bit more. I think Retzi had a better game all in all. Shoutouts to Tizzy, though. Tizzy was getting really good moments repeatedly throughout this, where you think XL2 was going to lose a point in point B pretty readily, and it's like, no. Tizzy's done well. Oh, no. You can't be serious.
Someone has to make the Bastion prophecy come true. I said, if Nanohana's in, Bastion will be played. Please, Tizzy, do this for me.
I mean, maybe they run the front just in case there's a train wreck-esque strategy. Though it's been a very long time since we've ever seen a team just go absolutely ham and try and catch a team on spawn in Gibraltar. In fact, it's been so long that I think the next team to do it's probably going to be successful because people just don't expect it anymore.
Let's just go pirate ship. Let's do it. Let's go pirate ship. No. Yeah, this definitely isn't a map for the pirate ship. There are just too many angles. I mean, you leave yourself in the valley, I understand, but a man can dream. A man can dream, ZP.
We had Pirates of the Caribbean. We're just going to get Pirates of Gibraltar here. Tizzy, actually a big fan of Johnny Depp.
Is he really?
I have no idea.
Okay, I thought like you just knew some like it was like some random like Apex fact that they had in a video or something.
He's just like, I like Johnny Depp.
Yeah.
Well, wait.
Do it.
Are you just checking? Are you for real? Are you for real right now?
All right, so they, you know, it was just cheese, right?
Okay.
Use the halt and then try to get someone. But hey, prediction
all right.
came true. Bastion was played.
For 2 seconds, he was in. And that is technically correct. The best kind of correct.
But it's just normal looks. Double snipers coming out for XL2 as they are now on the offense here. Oh! Was that set up by a Sonic Arrow or something?
That was a real quick response of that, but now I was like, all right, we'll go again. Gets rezzed back up. Nene, meanwhile, a ground floor subterranean Nene. Now going back up to top side. Here with Nanohana and Skyfoxes mostly holding back. Guru puts himself a bit in danger, has to run back out, but Jira's right there in the healing, brings him right back.
Yeah, it's just both teams posturing there on the high ground. No one really committing to anything quite yet, but Nene is starting to peek, and he knows where Hidan is, so Hidan has to be careful here on the high ground. So right now, Nene, there's no one really to try and challenge him. Oh, he's run into Retzi.
Nene's like, I will just rotate my way all the way around, gets Hidan, and I mean, I don't even blame Hidan. Hidan's probably just like, why is there a Widowmaker there? That doesn't make any sense.
And they're able to cover the res, especially with Jer gone. Nanohana picks up to the snipers for XL2, just absolutely obliterating Skyfoxes, the face of Gibraltar.
Yeah, I mean, that wasn't even a fight, that was a slaughter, and started by a pick-off from an unconventional angle. Now, they're looking to the spawn here, be like, who are the unfortunate souls that we must slay that have gotten this bad spawn? And well, Jaro and Jer. Now they get to go back to the other spawn. 2 for 1.
XL2. They've got a lot of ultimates as we move through this hangar portion. They're going to have 5 up shortly as the Infrasight is used by the Skyfoxes. Used a little bit early, though. They weren't grouped as a full team here, so it's going to be the counter Infrasight that comes out, you know. And of course, it was NYXL who really did popularize the use of the Widowmaker kind of Infrasights to counter the opposing Widowmaker.
Nene looking for it over here. And by the way, I see Widowmaker on Gibraltar. I just think of Nanohana playing it back in the World Cup last year, but he's given up that spot to Nene. They go to the other side, almost get the flick shot on the Mercy, but almost doesn't really count. You gotta hit your shots. Tizzy, though, says, you know what, I'm just gonna Primal Rage. Oh, corner juggle coming back over. What's him out of the corner, though? Mercy healing up all the while. He takes a lot of damage in the back, but while Tizzy is drawing the attention of 2-3 players and gets Jaru for good measure, the rest of XL2 is moving up and they're getting good payload progress.
It was contested for now. No one's actually on it at this point, but XL2, as they regroup, they're going to try and take down the tank. DPS just jumps right on top of Goliath, and Nene is going full skeet shooting. I saw Jaru lunges right into his crosshairs.
Yeah, Jaru probably would have liked to have taken that back. You know, if Hanzo didn't have that ability, he'd probably be alive with us here to this day. But Nene gonna find a Winston in his face, gets supported by Wuyal, comes right back over. Then we look at Nanohana.
Yeah, I mean, just because Hanzo has some new acrobatics doesn't mean this is Prince of Persia. You can't just turn back the tides of time. Nanohana with the dragon. But as he dodges one of his own.
Both dragons in, acceptable. Retzi, though, down. Tizzy continuing to be the backline assassin here for XL2. He's super low, though. Somebody needs to save Tizzy. Tizzy's just like, please, God, help. Adam, though, does get him, keeps him up in the fight. And Tizzy continues going crazy in the back. Is that Panker I see? Because it's kind of looking like it.
Jer and Hidan are gone now. Retzi only able to answer with the pickoff onto Nene. So as XL2 finish them off, they're going to be able to complete out the second portion here. And there's going to be some good staggers, it looks like. Mercy's caught out in the back. Nanohana finds Jer. They're going to have to go for a full reset.
He's still on the hunt.
Oh,
Tizzy, his bloodlust is not yet sated. Runs back over the other way. And Guru just goes, all right, fine. I'll visit the beach.
What's it with divas and thinking, oh yeah, I'm not going to get staggered here? You have to remember, as a diva, if you get staggered, you're probably the one that gets staggered the hardest. You saw the stagger yesterday in the Valiant matchup, right?
Yeah.
That's the Hanamura one.
Look, divas are not treated well when they're taken out of their war mech. That much is very much apparent.
That was apex levels of stall. It was absolutely disgusting. But now here we go. DPS with the Primal Rage gets right on top of Goliath, and now Nene is the next target, but it's Jaru that takes him out. Nanohana, what are you doing up there?
Yeah, I don't know. A, why are you that deep? B, yeah, you're not going to land those shots to take down both snipers. Would have been cool if you did. But credit where credit is due. DPS had a nice opening there, disrupted XL2, and it's been a day for Winston's right now, or at least for Gibraltar.
Tizzy now has his Primal Rage. We'll see if he can do the same thing that DPS did in that last fight. And, you know, with the way that Tizzy has been playing, I don't doubt it at all. 4 ultimates online for XL2, almost 6 as they come into this next fight. So they just need to buy time. Adam, he's almost actually at that Valkyrie himself. Oh, Tizzy, drop low. Will fall down to the low ground. Here comes the self-destruct, and it's the delayed kind. See if it catches anyone out. It does not.
Look, Tizzy's already on his backline assassin mission. He has 3 people in the sights. His Primal Rage up. And he's gone. Does not use Primal Rage in time. Eden puts an end to it, but Adam says, no, let's go one more time. Tizzy brought back into the fray as Nene and Nanohana continue to annihilate from the back. Tizzy's over in the front. Nanohana picks up another. Dominating this last stretch here. Throws in the Dragon for good measure. Dragon picks up another. It's like 4 or 5 kills for Nanohana in the last few moments here. Absolutely crazy stuff. As XL2 gonna end this rather nonchalantly, as it turns out.
Yeah, just with the whimper, really, at the end there.
It's just like, by the way, map's over, 4-0.
Yeah. I think it was maybe that dragon that was sent directly into spawn that helped ease the payload in, but that's just me.
Yeah, and I mean, it's kind of funny, because you look there, he's go, oh, TZ's gonna do the backline craziness, gets picked off, and it's like, they're gonna do well. Now it just goes, no, it's fine. I'll pick up where Tizzy left off.
Like, it's all right. I got this, guys. Don't worry. Well, man, after all of that, I need a solid nap for like a week. That was some exciting Overwatch to end off our day. What was your favorite part, other than the Nene choo-choo train?
Oh, you're going to take that part away from me. I was going to say,
I feel like that's a given.
Spoil the whole thing.
That's a given. All right, including the Nene choo-choo train.
Well, the XL2 defense and Eichenwald I thought was great, especially when they recovered. Mangachu was on fire. Nene was on fire. I mean, I think that part was just some very well-executed Overwatch coming out from them on the defense, and it was just enjoyable to watch them, even though it was a little bit one-sided towards the end. It was so good, it didn't even matter.
Yeah, and, you know, basically where we started off on control over on Lijiang Tower. Now, even though they had lost the initial fight, trying to use that GOAT composition, the instant swap off, and all of a sudden they are dominating that match. It was great to see.
Okay, there's another moment, and this will go right back to the beginning of the day, but Tailspin back in prime form on Pharah on Lijiang Tower was a sight to see, because again, it just takes me back. There's a point when Tailspin was essentially one of the most dominant Pharahs to ever hit the game, and it felt like he hit that level again, at least for one map. Even if they didn't stay with the Pharah for most of the rest of the day, still pretty good.
Yeah. And talking about this last series that we just saw, it's like, even though it was a 4-0, even though it was a pretty dominating play, it was some exciting Overwatch. We saw both teams critically thinking, fighting hard, figuring out what they could do to beat their opponent, and it was interesting to watch. I never felt bored, even though it was a very dominant win.
Yeah, and I mean, we also had other people showing up. I mean, again, we kind of brought up a lot on the last map, but it wasn't just the show of Nene and Pikachu or Nene and Nanohana. I thought Tizzy looked very, very good when subbed in, especially on Gibraltar, where, again, it was kind of shades of Panker, shades of Smurf with how much he was getting done in the backlines. It was pretty good.
Yeah, there were a lot of tanks actually shining today. I think Clone Man had a good one as he began the series for XL2, and then Axiom in the match just beforehand, was a really shining beacon in that match. That was kind of a little bit messy, but still, he had some great moments, especially when they were on Volskaya.
Yeah, I agree. I keep saying it, but this has just been such a good day for Overwatch.
Yeah.
I mean, I feel like it's always...
Today was a good day.
Today was a good day.
It was a bit of a roller coaster where, started up, had a dip, and then went up, and then, we kind of stayed at the top at the very end.
And it's always great to end on a high note, on a note of just going home and cuddling up under the comforter and thinking, you know what, man, Overwatch is a great game.
You're halfway there. You have an Overwatch blanket with you right now because
I
the
do.
air conditioning is super... Yep, see?
Yay, Overwatch. It's also like my flag when I get really excited.
For the record, the air conditioning in here is very cold.
It is, and a very small person like me needs a lot of warmth to stay warm. But honestly, through lots of that match, I didn't need the blanket. I was just excited on my own. The heat of the game was keeping me afloat, and
The fire of competition.
the fire of competition was keeping me afloat.
Checkmate air conditioning.
Yeah, suck at air conditioning. Take that. Competition wins.
It's going to be a freezer here next time, just so you know.
Just to spite me.
We've taunted it too much.
It's going to fight back.
I'm from Minnesota. I'll totally be in my element. Let's go.
Well, isn't that nice for you? Some of us native SoCal livers can't handle it.
Yeah. What's that? It's 70 degrees out?
Oh, it's time
let me
for a
put on my
parka.
parka. Yeah.
Exactly.
I would like -30, please. February in Minnesota. Let's go.
You take that and you walk away
you
with
can
that.
have all
You can
that.
have all of that. All right, well, let's take a look at the standings for our group